Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Ethan Nwaneri returns. Calafiori and Sterling decisions. Arsenal's lineup against Dinamo Zagreb. As Arsenal prepares for their crucial Champions League clash against Dinamo Zagreb on Wednesday night, excitement is in the air. This match is pivotal for securing their progression to the knockout stage, with the team currently sitting third in the group. They face a Croatian side ranked 24th, followed by a trip to Girona, who sit at 30th, as they aim to wrap up the first phase on a high note. This match also marks the first of two expanded fixtures in the new group stage format. Mikel Arteta's squad has faced considerable challenges due to injuries, making their path even tougher. However, there's some good news on the horizon, as several players have returned to training, seen during the open session before the match. So, how should Arteta approach the game against Dinamo? Our Football.London writers share their thoughts. Tom Tsantau's perspective. Having Ethan Nwaneri and Riccardo Calafiori back in training is a fantastic boost for Arsenal. This game represents a great opportunity to reintegrate them into the squad. Starting one and bringing the other on later could be an effective way to manage their minutes while still being competitive against a challenging opponent. Other players who might also return, albeit briefly, include Kieran Tierney and Jakub Kiwior. For my attacking lineup, I'd pair Kai Havertz and Gabriel Martinelli with Nwaneri, which seems like the best option, especially with Leandro Trossard ready to come off the bench for the weekend match against Wolves. My proposed Arsenal 11: Timber, Kiwior, Gabriel, Tierney, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Nwaneri, Havertz, Martinelli. Joe Doyle's take. Mikel Arteta has an intriguing challenge ahead, especially with the latest injury updates adding complexity to his selection decisions, though it's a positive complexity. David Raya should naturally start in goal, with Jurrien Timber at right back and a central pairing of Gabriel Magalhaes and Jakub Kiwior in Saliba's absence. It's all about using your resources wisely. On the left, I'd be inclined to start Miles Lewis-Skelly despite Calafiori being available, to avoid rushing the Italian back into action too soon. Instead, I'd sub him in later for some valuable minutes. In midfield, I'd go with Jorginho to control the tempo, alongside Declan Rice and Martin Odegaard. Up front, Kai Havertz is my clear choice for a central role, flanked by Gabriel Martinelli and Leandro Trossard. I'd exercise caution in starting Ethan Nwaneri right away. While he's young and capable of bouncing back quickly, easing him in with minutes off the bench seems wiser. Joe's proposed 11: Raya, Timber, Kiwior, Gabriel, Lewis-Skelly, Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard, Trossard, Martinelli, Havertz. With these strategic choices, Arsenal is poised not just to win, but to build momentum as they advance in the tournament. Let's get ready for an exciting match. Mikel Arteta faces a tough decision regarding Ethan Nwaneri's return. Ethan Nwaneri's return to training is a significant boost for Arsenal, especially during what has been a disappointing season so far. The talented 17-year-old has been a bright spot for the Gunners, making 18 competitive appearances since pre-season began in July and scoring 5 goals in just 477 minutes of play. His absence due to a muscle injury sustained during the draw against Brighton earlier this month has been felt deeply, with the team managing only one win against Tottenham during his 4-game absence. Now that Nwaneri is back on the training pitch, there's renewed hope for everyone involved. His presence was noted at the Sober Realty Training Centre during an open session ahead of Arsenal's Champions League clash against Dinamo Zagreb, alongside teammate Riccardo Calafiori. Unfortunately, William Saliba was not seen due to a recent hamstring injury. With Arsenal set to face Dinamo on Wednesday before heading to Wolves in the Premier League on Saturday, we could very well see Nwaneri make his return in these upcoming matches. The team could certainly benefit from his spark, especially with several key players, including Bukayo Saka, Takahiro Tomiyasu, Ben White, Calafiori, Gabriel Jesus, and Saliba, either injured or nearing a return. After the New Year's Day victory over Brentford, Arteta expressed his admiration for Nwaneri, emphasizing the young player's determination and ability to step up under pressure. The game became very challenging because we lost some players and faced issues within the camp, Arteta noted. Ethan made his Premier League debut, and anyone you put on the pitch showed the right attitude and performance level to maintain the team's standards. He was composed, determined, and took risks. Very impressive. Despite this praise, Arteta has been cautious about using Nwaneri consistently, wanting to avoid placing too much pressure on the young talent too soon. However, with the current situation, it may be time to reassess that approach, and the match against Dinamo Zagreb could be the perfect opportunity to integrate him back into the squad. It's a pivotal moment for both Nwaneri and Arsenal, and the potential for him to make a significant impact is certainly something to look forward to. The hidden message behind Rafinha's transfer and Arsenal's approach to the striker. Arsenal's transfer strategy, particularly during the January window, has been a source of concern for fans. It's almost as inconsistent as Tottenham's recent form, one year promising, the next lackluster. This uncertainty has many supporters on edge as winter approaches. A name that keeps coming up is Benjamin Sesko. Football.London understands that the young striker remains a significant target for the club, but so far, discussions haven't progressed. German media backs this up with claims that no negotiations have begun between the clubs. Arsenal was keen on Sesko last summer, but circumstances early in the window prevented a deal from happening. The Gunners have previously missed out on key targets like Lisandro Martinez, Mykhailo Mudryk, and Mason Mount. However, they've shown resilience in pivoting to other options when their top choices weren't available. Oleksandr Zinchenko, Leandro Trossard, and Kai Havertz were all brought in after the initial targets moved elsewhere, with varying degrees of success. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for Sesko. This isn't the first time Arsenal has faced such a situation. A notable example was their pursuit of Rafinha in the summer of 2022. Ultimately, the Brazilian international signed with Barcelona, where he has been thriving, already contributing over 30 goals this season with no signs of slowing down. In a rare interview, then Sporting director Edu Gaspar explained why that deal fell through. "People think we were heavily invested in Rafinha because he was everywhere," Edu told Sky Sports. "We did talk to Deco, his agent, because we have a good relationship. I asked him, 'Can you explain Rafinha's situation to me?' He made it clear, 'Edu, I won't lie to you. His dream is to go to Barcelona, and we've been in talks with them for quite some time.' 'Okay, thank you very much,' Edu replied. 'If anything changes, let me know, and I can explore the situation further. If not, no problem. We'll continue our relationship.' The reality is that Arsenal sets a high bar when it comes to signing players. This is due to a mix of factors: the current level of players in key positions, financial constraints, a sustainable model, and the lessons learned from past transfer missteps. While no club has a perfect track record, Arsenal has evolved from merely a mid-table team to one that aspires not only to compete for titles but to win them. If the best options aren't available, the club is willing to wait until they are. However, this cautious approach has left them somewhat short-staffed, largely due to a significant injury crisis. Whether Arteta and the club are prepared to lower their standards remains uncertain. Additionally, it's unclear if they're willing to make a substantial financial investment in players like Sesko this winter. But time is ticking on Arsenal's chances to make impactful moves in the transfer market.